Hey guys, it's Whitney. So in this video, I'm going to show you, there's a little bug in my kitchen. I'm going to show you how to mix a 12 milligram vial of semaglutide. So when you're on the Hydro Research website, under the options of semaglutide, it's going to say 5 or 10. If you choose the 10, that's the bigger bottle. Well, actually, the bottles are the same size, but that's the vial with more medicine in it. It'll last you longer. But it says 10 on the website, but when you get it in, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's really small, but it's actually 12 milligrams of medicine. So you're going to get 12 milligrams of semaglutide. So like when you're on a 0.25 dose or like a really small dose, unless you're going to split this bottle with a friend, you probably wouldn't want to get the biggest bottle. But once you get on up into like the 2, 1.5 even, 2.4, it just makes a little bit more sense to get this because it's going to end up being a little bit cheaper, and it'll get you a little bit further. So you can order one of these instead of once a month. You can order it maybe every third month. But anyways, okay, so 12 milligrams of semaglutide is in this little vial. Right now it's still a powder form. So we're going to take this. I've already opened this. I just used it a few minutes ago to show y'all how to mix the 6 milligram vial. So now I'm going to use it again, and I'm going to show y'all how to mix a 12 milligram vial. So you need your semaglutide, your reconstitution or backwater. You need your bigger syringe. This will be so that you can get the backwater reconstitution fluid out of here, get it into the vial with medicine. It's just a lot easier to mix with a bigger syringe. And this is a 3 milliliter syringe with a 25 gauge 1-inch needle on it. And then I draw up and inject myself with insulin needles. This is a, let's see, it's a, where does it say? A 1 cc or milliliter syringe, and it has 100 units on it. It's a 31 gauge, and I actually use the 5/16 needle, but you can use any size needle that you prefer. If you prefer shorter needle or like a longer needle, it doesn't really matter. But pretty much you just need a smaller insulin needle to inject with. Okay, so we're gonna get started here. We also have our little handy dandy alcohol wipes. You need to make sure that you're starting with clean hands, clean surfaces. Before you draw anything up, we're going to clean the tops of these bottles. We're going to pop this open. And all this is supposed to come sterile, but I just clean it to be on the safe side. Okay, so even though there's more medication in this vial, it's the same size, we're still going to put 2 milliliters of fluid in there. And then you're just going to half your dose from what you would pull from the 6 milligram bottle. So you drop your air, push the air into the bottle, and then you're going to drop your fluid. I'm going to pull it back a little bit extra so we can push any extra air out. So you got 2 milliliters of reconstitution or backwater. There's really not a huge difference. Backwater has a little bit of alcohol in it so the bacteria can't grow. You're going to take your vial of medicine and you're going to insert this right into the center. And it should go ahead and start vacuum pulling. See, I'm not even pushing it. It's just coming on out. Okay, and take that out. Recap that. Always recap your needles. Nobody wants to be stuck. And you're just going to kind of roll this around and kind of let the powder dissolve. There will be air bubbles in here. If you let it sit for a few minutes, that will go away. But we're just going to kind of roll it around a little bit to dissolve the powder. They say you're not supposed to shake peptides. I don't really know if it matters or not. I've never really tried it, but I'm just shaking it. I mean, not shaking it. I'm rolling it gently. So once all of the powder is dissolved, I will put charts up so that y'all can see the different dosages. But again, this is a 12 milligram vial of semaglutide that we put 2 milliliters of fluid in. So on this one, because it's more potent, so your 0.25 is going to be 4 units. And I know that seems like a tiny, tiny, tiny amount, but it's still going to give you what you need. So 0.25, we're going to pull 4 units up. Okay, so on there is a little tiny 5 mark. So we went to the 5 and then I just pushed it back in just a tiny bit. So once you get to that 4 mark, that is 0.25. So you're going to draw up, what I typically do, what I suggest you do, is whatever dose you're on, go ahead and draw up 4 of those. You put them in a baggie or whatever. If you have a little cold medicine pack, stick them in the fridge. That way each week you can just pull your shot out, let it sit out for 10-15 minutes, let it come to room temp, and then you give yourself your shot. I give mine in my stomach. You can give yours in the stomach, in the back of your arm, or in your thigh. I've heard people giving them in all those places and they work just fine. But yeah, so you're going to make up 4 of those shots. And typically that's the recommended dose, is you take that dosage. So you're going to start on 0.25, take 0.25 for 4 weeks. You're going to move it to 0.5, take that for 4 weeks. Once you do not have to go all the way up. Once you get to a dosage that you feel like, hey, this is working, I'm not sick, I feel great on this, that's where you're going to stay. So there's a lot of people who never go over 1 milligram. My husband's home. My dogs are going crazy. But anyway, so you do not have to move up if you're not ready. But if you're still feeling hunger cues, if it's not making you sick, if you still have that food noise, then feel free to move up. But yeah, you can go anywhere from 0.25 and then just move up steadily, and it goes up to 2.4. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know.